Bye. So, gonna do a bit more coding, but I'm probably not gonna do it for very long today. I probably should put on the music. Put on some sweet, sweet tunes of just that chill music stream. Probably should find some trance or techno. Nobody's gonna want that. Oh, God. So, I don't know. I've been kind of like, I didn't have a lot of time last couple days. I mean, I don't know. I played a bit of Path of Exile today, so I made a couple of changes to the application and also some other stuff. So I'll kind of walk through it so we can kind of look at it together to see what I did. Not that, like I only spent like an hour yesterday and like half an hour so far today and an hour before, the day before that. So, I'm just trying to get into actually changing the pages here. I've been kind of doing a bit of research, mostly with how to do some Ajax stuff. Mostly requests to from my application to, well, like what the modern way of doing requests are to get data, because one of the things that this application, one of the tutorials had me do, and I've used it before, it was, where is it? The fetch API. Oh no, it's fetch data. Yeah, this one, fetch API. So that's kind of interesting. So I was kind of thinking about ways of doing this. That's besides the fact at this point. So another little bit of an interesting thing is I started using Atom because I figured, well, I mean, I'm running out of code editors. So the problem with VS Code is VS Code has several issues. Which I'll open up for a sec. Also, I need to stop barrier. There you go. I stopped barrier. So VS Code has some of the worst fucking like syntax highlighting I think I've ever seen. Like, that's terrible. That's the first problem. Second problem is, ignore this, but the debugger doesn't actually work. I mean, it's a JS like application anyway, so I might as well just use VS Code, because VS Code is, sorry, not VS Code, Atom, because Atom's pretty good too. This would be like the second editor I suggest. I don't like really heavy IDEs, and I say it hypocritically as I'm using Atom, but Atom is just like a memory hog more than anything. Like, how much memory is this guy using? Is it web? Yeah, look at Atom, it's like, I don't know why it needs this many processes, but you know, it is what it is. Anyways, so what have I done? I don't know how to open Git in this. Is there any reason I can't view Git? Apparently we're not allowed to see Git? Why do they not allow you to look at Git? I had a thing that I disabled. I haven't used this program a lot. Git GUI, Git Plus. I think I disabled it. I just disabled it. I didn't actually do anything else with it. Yeah, here we go. GitHub integration. Oh yeah, so you do need that. I don't actually like GitHub. That's the thing. Anyways, alright, let's close all tabs. So let's have a look at what I did. So the first thing I did was I cleaned up some of my VS Code stuff because I didn't want to use that anymore. Second thing I did was I removed the Phoenix specific CSS, and we've now moved to Sass. That's the first thing because I like Sass, because that's the Ruby style of doing it. I actually now have it compiling to one CSS file that we now include on our page, so that's kind of nice. And lastly, well, I've been changing some of these pages around just a little bit here and there. Just cleaning it up. I don't even know what the... No new line at the end of file. I guess that's why I changed about that. No, I added one. I don't know. Oh, I changed some of the way you get directories as well. I kind of know how to do context now. I added localization, which is going to be important at some point. So I looked up what is the best localization library. So that would be React i18 Next. I added React Bootstrap, although I may not use that a lot. I'll see. And Bootstrap is now an actual library inside of... instead of me, I was taking it from the CDN before. And so, but now it's actually, I'm now including it as a part of the stack, so it's being compiled within our stack, so it doesn't fetch it from an external source anymore. This one, I kind of told it to, yeah, this is where I told it to basically load Sass now as a valid CSS type. Sass is basically just an HTML, CSS, what's the word for it, like precompiler or something? Basically lets you write like non-CSS, kind of like shorthand code, and then it compiles it to CSS, which is nice. What's this one? So this one is adding some default paths to resolve, which is why in some of these other files you see me doing this now, because it resolves from the base path now. What else? I removed templates. That's a big one. And I'm also having it watch all the files under everything under Video Web. So if I edit a controller, it reloads the entire stack now, which I figured I should do, because the thing is with templating, we're not actually using templating because of the fact this is supposed to be a JavaScript payload kind of a site. First time I've ever written something like this, but because it's supposed to be a one page site, there's actually no point in templates, because all the templates are actually these JavaScript files that are loaded into a payload, which is, we only have one page for it, and I'll show you what I did for that. I added some stuff for account session. This is just the auto-generated code, because we're trying to get into session handling right now, which is probably what we're going to be doing most of today. But I'm probably going to start working on a layout for this, actually, so we're going to do some fun stuff. This is, once again, the session. So now I'm starting to realize why they do this split. So I have account, session, user, and there's probably going to be like a thing that prevents people from abusing their login several times. Oh, this is a big one, actually. So if you guys remember, one of the big things I had trouble with a couple days ago was I was trying to figure out how on a JSON. So I was trying to output my user object to JSON to basically have it so that on the page it appears like this. So I was trying to put the user on the page, and so I was trying to figure out what was the best way of doing this. Like to basically have my user account with the ID, the email, and my name kind of show up on the page. So one of the things I did was I wrote this to-map construct, and if I actually go to that file, fuck, where was it? Session? No, what was the file? Did I undo it somehow? Fuck. 1 second. User model. Oh, shit. Yeah, no, I did remove it. Okay, there you go. We can remove that too. Doc false. The hell? I don't even know what that does. Anyways, so I added that toMap function, right? And so why I did that was because I was trying to output it to the thing, but there's actually a better way of doing it. I'll show you in a second. Oh, I staged it. That's what I did. Does node modules want to be staged too? The hell? Oh, I have a... Why do I have a node modules in here? Okay. That takes care of that. I apparently added those by accident. I don't know when I did that, but I caught it and I deleted it from my root folder. It's supposed to be in assets and we're not supposed to... It's supposed to be part of git ignore. You're not supposed to commit that to your repo. Anyways, okay. So remove that. So the user, I'm still doing user equals get user, but I don't map it anymore. I just send that as a raw thing to index.html in our page controller, which is down here. So nothing too special about that. Also, I like how this editor is very good about like grading out params I don't use. It's actually pretty good for that. This will probably help me a lot. Session controller we're not using yet because we literally just auto-generated that. All right, so here's some important things. So as a part of our router, the router, as you know, this pipes through browser, and everything in browser redirects to one page, and that one page is the payload. Like it sends the JavaScript payload and then it renders the site on the client side. The two things I removed is it no longer fetches Flash. We're not going to use Flash. Probably not even going to use session, but these are session variables, so we may use it. I'm not sure. I'm too afraid to remove it. We probably also don't need protection from forgery either, because there's no submitting in the browser side of things, because it's all API driven now. And we also put this plug put layout false, and I've used that before. And essentially what that does is, there used to be a templates app layout, this file if you recall, and this file I was doing the style sheet to the bootstrap and stuff and some other garbage. So we removed it. We don't have a layout anymore, and for that matter, we don't even have an index file anymore. So we completely removed that and we replaced it with this. So basically, in the view, there's one place here where it goes def render index.html and it just outputs now the style sheet and the React app and stuff like that. So it's just one page. So this entire application only has one HTML page for the entire thing. So that's just how this is going to work. Now, and then the next thing is you see down here is initial state user equals user JSON assigns user. And this goes down here and it uses something called render1 user view user JSON and then encodes the result. And so what that does, I learned, this is a recent thing, is this file. So this file takes the user object and just takes individual items and puts it back into, and just prints that out. And the reason why this is actually a really great thing for me to do is, this is how our system perceives user objects. So as I add things, I just add it to this one object, and it basically, if the API, the API uses this to list users, as well as so if I go like /API/users, this is the exact format it's using. ID email name, ID email name, but it's in a different order because it's alphabetical order. But that's what it's using. So if I add something like random like poopers 12. Oh, there's a syntax error because there's no comma. So this adds that, but it's actually characterless, so you just do that. So 12. So there you go. It just adds it in. So basically, anytime I want to add anything into my application, in terms of user object, and we just add it here. And the nice thing is it adds it to A, the API, and B, it adds it to the page view right here, because this renders one instance of user. Just like how they do right here. I just did the exact same thing. So that's how that works. Session view, as I said, we just added that. So I removed the password from showing up here. This is how you're supposed to filter out fields you don't want. It's like this. So I don't send the password, but there is no password because it's password encrypted, not user password. User password is a virtual field that doesn't exist. Package lock. I added a migration for sessions, did some tests, and that's it. I didn't write those, it was automatically generated. I don't know how much testing we're going to do with this application, because it's all API driven. So it's probably just going to test the API endpoints and that's it. I don't know. It's a for fun project. Nobody runs stuff like that on for fun projects. Not just joking, but still. Alright, so that's kind of what we did. So it was just mostly some organizational stuff. I just did this over the last couple days. So, not really anything too substantial. Where's my phone at? I'll probably get some water, actually, guys. I'll be right back. Just a moment. You guys are gonna have to give me just a second. I discovered something. Oh shit. My mic okay? I need to check it. Hello, hello, hello. Can't hear myself. Hello. Alright. Yeah, so, I just discovered the mother of all spiders. I was looking for my phone, and then, on the ground I saw something that was, like, kind of blacker than usual. And I was like, I wonder what the fuck that is. And, dude, that was a massive fucking spider. So, I brought my shoes over, and I was gonna step on it, because, I don't spare spiders. I pretty much murder them. Slayer of spiders. Anyways, I was going to do that, and then what ended up happening was it fucking ran, and it was a really fast spider. And then I got the vacuum, and I fucking chased after it. And I got him. I don't know why Kate's open. But don't worry, the spider's been slain. I was also just getting myself some water too. It was really hot today, so... Well, it wasn't that hot. It's like May and we had it like 26 degrees. And the worst part is my air conditioner broke. Oh, well, sorry. When I say my air conditioner broke, I don't actually have an air conditioner in my place. I mean, the one in my car broke. It's supposed to cool down again, but I should probably get that fixed for her. Oh, how does that fucking even happen, like if air conditioner breaks? I don't even know. At any rate. Where was I? Right, so we're gonna actually change this to from my Coolio page to some other bullshit. What else are we gonna do? I don't even remember. But anyways. So let's look up Bootstrap React. That's a big ass spider though. Holy shit. Good thing I'm not like arachnophobic, because I would have been fucking flipping out, guys. So we're gonna try. I was thinking of doing a modal dialogue. Huh. Well, let's go get the Jumbotron. We'll put this on the, what's the index page? Index, probably. We call it LatTube? Sure. Welcome to the Swagger video site. Apparently we don't have, we have to import Jumbotron from, what is it, like, Bootstrap React? Or React Bootstrap. Fuck. Where do I import it from? React Bootstrap. Fuck. Oh wait. Do I have to? Oh, I have to import as an object. My bad. There you go. LatTube. Alright, we don't really need that Phoenix header anymore, because, get rid of that. Let's do Yoshi-Il. Okay, that's, none of these are what I want. I probably have it in my Dropbox somewhere. If I could figure out how to open up Dolphin, there it is. Your totally sweet logo. Alright, let's go and where is it? We're gonna do a couple things here. Let's flip this around though. Where's my ability to flip things? Right here, I guess. There you go. We need cropping. Problem is when I see video folder on my desktop, I keep thinking to myself it's something else. I should probably rename it to vid. Vid would be a better name for it. It's also shorter to type. I'm all for that, actually. We'll do that. Alright, but we need to do in assets, static, favicon.ico. And we'll also do a 16:9 image. Not 90. This is gonna be the logo of the site. There we go. Amazing. And we also have the our favicon is like that too. Ignore the package tarball. I'm gonna make this a case sensitive search. Can't I rename the project? This fucking application. Where's add folder to project? There you go, that's a little bit better. Why am I fucking my keyboard? It's like too far away. Alright. Vid helper session path is undefined unused alias there. Functions of session path private. Do you mean one of what do you mean you what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, we also have it's also called like video web. We have to call it vid web. Oh god. There's a lot of video. Holy shit. A lot of files I need to rename. Maybe there's a simpler way of doing this, but I decided to do things the difficult way. Database vid dev does not exist. Okay. Expect at least one got none inquiry vid accounts user. Oh, it's because I don't have a user yet. Ecto first. Or I can probably just do it by get by. It's like in page controller. Yeah. Can I do like name like that? Or does that not allow me to do that? No, doesn't let me do that. Okay, user. Where's accounts? So do repo get user. Ecto get by. I think that there is a get by, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's pretty much like that. That's what I thought it would be. I think we have to do it with Ecto. No, it's repo actually. Repo dot get by user name. Get by is undefined. Module repo is not available. Guess I have to import Ecto query. What do you mean it's not available? Shut the front door. Oh, I have to alias it. Do I have to actually import Ecto query? No, I don't, because I'm just only if I use the query stuff. But this is probably a better way of getting it, because this means if the ID ever changes, then it doesn't matter. Alright, so now that we have that done, now we need to do some other stuff. Bootstrap. I wonder what version of Bootstrap we're actually on. It's an easy way of telling that, by the way. 4.3.1. And that's the latest version, so that's pretty good. Yeah, when we're designing this, we could, you know, look at YouTube for inspiration, but probably better we don't. But start with a header, though. Do BG dark. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll start off with components, header. Let's close all other tabs. What the hell? just gonna say don't save. And also what we're gonna do. Git add dot git commit. We are now vid. I've been vids, but that's okay. We just need to commit this up. Wait, there's still video web. Oh, I deleted it. That's why. Okay, it's fine. What does flex shrink 0 do? Well, let's put the BG dark in there and see what happens. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so what we'll do... We're going to call this logo.Phoenix. Why can't I double click this? Probably because I'm being dumb. So the nice thing is while I edit it... Actually, let me close this git thing here. It's so dumb how it requires that GitHub extension. So while I edit it, actually, this is actually one of the coolest things about Phoenix, is you can actually, when I'm saving the file, you can actually see me doing this stuff. So I'm just gonna go and into my CSS. I like that BG dark one. Actually, I could just do a color picker. Okay, so header, background, color. I don't know, we'll just do background. It's a short form for it. Does that actually work? That does work. Because Sass. I'm not sure why it does that. Down here, it's, I don't know, whatever. Because it says it's a Sass file, but it's like, I don't know why it's coloring it weirdly. Color it white. So you can see that. So we're going to say the image. We're going to make it so that, so this is all, by the way, how Sass likes to structure itself. It does it by spacing. Kind of like Python when you think about it. In a way, but I like it. It's pretty good because I don't mind Python and I also don't mind Ruby. So we're going to set this to a height of, let's say, 90 pixels. Okay, we're going to float this guy to the left. Unfortunately, it appears to be doing that, probably because the H1 tag needs to be display inline. Okay, it's looking pretty good. It's also way too small, or sorry, way too large, I should say. What is the defined height of this so-called header? I guess it's defined by whatever the H1 tag is. But we'll give it one. We'll give it a height of, yeah, I like 50 pixels. So there you go. We'll get our margin right. 5 pixels to move it slightly more that way. Why is that loading awful? Holy shit. Oh, because it's refreshing the CSS file, I think. The CSS is loading after everything else. It should really wait for everything to load before showing the page. But that's something we'll probably solve all in due time. Okay. So, one of the things we're going to do... I think we need to import link from somewhere. Yeah, where did link come from? From router DOM. Oh yeah, that makes sense. What's your problem? Failed to build, syntax error, JSX loading closing tag for div. Oh. Context consumer component is having a shit fit. In the link. So we do not need these. What if I just remove these? What happens then? It works. Apparently this link to tag, there's something wrong with it. What's your problem? Consider adding an error boundary to your tree to customize error handling. Oh, you cannot use a link outside of a router. What? Really? Go figure, huh? Where's the router at? Guess we have to do it in here. Interesting. Also, this is... Why the fuck did this lose its style now? Oh, because it's a link now. Right, of course. So... Alright. And probably the hover. Oh my god, that looks awful. We're gonna say text decoration none. There you go. It looks slightly better. Alright, so that doesn't look so bad. This is obviously not the final layout for this guy. But it gets us going. Alright, let's figure out where the button tags are. React, Bootstrap. Button. So we want one of these. So how do I link to it normally? Custom link. What the hell is this shit? I don't want an example. How do I trigger a redirect? Running a redirect will navigate to a new location. What the fuck? Alright, that can't be what you're supposed to do all the time, right? Oh, this guy has the exact same problem I'm having. What's his thing here? So about use link from the React router instead of button. I mean, there's ways for me to do it otherwise, but yeah. Oh my god, the elaborate shit these people are doing. With router. Extend you with router. I'm just baffled that's a thing. So if I go like on click equals that. Does that work? Build failed, expecting corresponding close tag. You're a fidget. And we're gonna say import button. Actually, you're FFFF from it's like Bootstrap React. What's from now? The React Bootstrap or the other way around? There we go. Redirect is not defined. Oh, I have to get redirect from DOM as well. Well, let's try going to the counter page. So it might not be working with that. Okay, that didn't work. Huh. And I'll click this .context.router push. Oh. That's React Router DOM, though. But that's exactly what it is. That's all I have. Oh yeah, that's all it has. I don't want to run anything like this. API browser router link nav memory router route. History is mutable. Next props location. This is probably actually what I'm looking for. History push location. Therefore, it is recommended to access location from the render properties of route, but not from history location. Can I do that? This is in like components somewhere. Wonder if it actually does that. This is undefined. Because we're inside this function. This is not what we want actually. This is React FC. I'll try and add it here. Shit. Just add it to the counter here. Because that's a completely different object. I'll have to change it. Object. Oh, there is a history. Huh. Alright. We do the renders like public render JSX element. Holy shit, though. These are very different ways of rendering stuff than I'm used to. Well, for now, I'll just copy and paste it, though. Because why reinvent the wheel when it's not necessary? And I don't even have to export it because it's actually already exported up there. Oh, we have to also add the constructor in for this one right here. The initial state of the component in a constructor. Oh, it's that thing. Now, the thing is, I don't actually think I have access to this. Or do I? Oh, no, I do. Huh, it's just already here. It may have actually worked, but yeah. Alright, it seems to be executing that function right away. React Bootstrap. Right, you gotta do something like handle click. Why can't I just pass a lambda function to it? Where's my lambdas? Yeah, there it is. This syntax ensured this is bound within handle click. If you aren't using class field syntax, you can use an arrow function in the callback. That's what I did. But why is it evaluating it immediately? Because if I do that... Oh, it's not there. Whoops. Okay, it must be still here. Oh, I didn't save that file. Okay, there. That was the problem. Whoopsies. Alright, so let's go back to React Router. What was it, like history.push or something? History is mutable. It's like this.props.location history location. think you go like this dot props dot history dot push. Let's say counter. Oh, not country. Counter. So this is how you're supposed to do this stuff. Replaces it, push new entry onto the history stack. The current location. Oh, the current action. Push, place, pop. This may not be what you're supposed to do, actually. Type error. This type props that history is undefined. Probably because it doesn't have access to its own props, to be honest. There is no props. How did I have it in here? What? There's nothing. There's nothing in here. I can't tell it to go anywhere. Because I get it, it's a header, but it might be because it's in the header. Oh, there it is. But it won't work because it needs to be outside of it. What the fuck? Oh, here we go. Oh, no, this is just an object prototype. See, when I moved it over to here, all of a sudden had access to the location. Oh, it realized that I want to push it to counter? Huh. Nope. It's just having it there is just a bad news, apparently. So we don't... There is no object here. Who would have thought that, moving things around would have been such a pain in the ass. Maybe you're supposed to use with router. Like, this page has access to it, but I think it's being passed because of the other one. But I think we're supposed to do with router. It would make sense. You can access history, objects, properties, and closest rows matched via the router with a higher order component. Class. Show location with router. So we have to do something like export With router is not defined. I thought I had it up here. Oh, I guess I didn't put it up there. Okay, there's that. Then we say with, what is it, main? No, we didn't root. So if header, we go header with, not with router. Okay, still an empty object. The fuck? I'll just try and take those prop types, I don't know. Oh, well, I don't really need counter state. Actually, wait, what else did this thing have? Just extends React component. Oh, I added it to there. That's where I put it in. Alright. Prop types is not defined. I think they did it somewhere else. Go down here. Something with the TSX files. Prop types is not defined. React create element. Okay. Check the render method of root. We have header with router. And exporting with router header. Fuck. Shit's confusing. Yeah, it's that file. How the fuck did I break this so bad? Create element, type is invalid, expected a string for built-in components or a class function for composite components, but got undefined. You likely forgot to export your component. I have to export default on that? Yeah, there's still no fucking object there. Undeclared variable header with router. Guess I'm supposed to do something like this. This is my React router page. Who would have thought something like this would be so fucking hard? React router DOM header. Link. What the hell? Should not use link outside of a router. Force refresh. Key number. Children. Oh, navlink. It will add styling attributes to the rendered element when it matches the current URL. Oh, okay. Here's the thing, you can make this... I don't know why I'm making it so elaborate, because who really cares? I mean, add special... Oh, it's just a class active. That's all it does. So one of the things we can add is to buttons. Do something like this. There you go, it becomes a button. Now the real question is, why is it so fucking... Why is it so low on the page? What the hell is wrong with this? God damn, that's like the lowest link I've ever seen. Can I tell it what active class name, here we go. So we can do something like active class name equals... What kind of button do we want? Maybe BTN outline primary? Does that override? Holy shit. Apparently not at all. Is there an inactive one? Active style. Strict, exact, is active. Location. Oh, that's useless. It's so dumb. What if I change the button type to something else? Basically, we have to make some other elaborate fucking thing for this. BTN danger. I live life on BTN danger. There you go. So that's the way you can kind of see. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. But totally useless. That's just called float right. There you go. So you can call it like page 1. Alright, not too bad. Hi. I think that was a very difficult thing to do, but it's probably because I don't know I have button. Syntax error, expected ... What's your problem? Navlink. I should really put this on new lines. Oh, I have to go equals. I have a margin class or something. I mean, I could just add it to the app CSS. There you go. There you go. That's our button there. What's this counter state? Interface counter state, current count. Is that really something that happens? Why do you need interfaces now? Oh, I guess that's how they do their state validation. I don't know. It's a different way of doing things. Oh, it's actually, Set state, initial state. The fuck? Is that taking initial state from my other one? Fucking A. Initial state is not defined. It's right here. Didn't think this was that different. Oh. This is undefined. I think I gotta do something like this. Fuck. Guess you don't need this. Do I actually have to bind? I don't want to bind. I shouldn't need to do that. This dot handle click. Fucking really? You have to bind it? Oh, to make this work in callback. There are two ways you can get around this. You can, or if you're using the experimental public field syntax, you can use it correctly. So you just do sign in equals that. And syntax is enabled by default to create React app. If you aren't using it, you can use an arrow function callback. Well, let's try that way first. Oh, well, let's go sign in. Oh, hey, it worked out pretty well, actually. So we actually have access to that. So let's call it sign in click to get some good habits going. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set show sign in model to true. How much of this do we need? Oops, I want my add-ons. Still set to false. Show sign in modal is still false. No, it's set to for just this. It's actually set to false. Do I actually need that? Why do you need to set state? Oh, in case you want to change it, I guess. Wait, this doesn't. What? You actually need to send that? Oh, interesting. It wants the brackets. I don't know why. Shouldn't need that. There you go. Sets it to true. So then we're gonna do something down here. Goes. So this should give you a good idea of how fast it is to make this kind of stuff. You can probably just copy and paste like one of these kinds of weird things. So I give you a bunch of examples here. Just want a simple example though. Gamers, we'll just call it like sign in slash register. Our current header component. Models not defined. Oops, what's my on Twitch? What do I need to? Oh, is this a state.show? If I just make it undefined. Really, I need that? I really shouldn't actually need this. Because it's set by this thing. And it's going to be destroyed by that too. Well, we just say this to false. There you go. Put the form right here, I guess. We don't need a type submit button. Close. I see that button thing. Oh, you can do variant. Well, I don't think I want it to be red. I think gray is actually a good way of doing it. Pretty cool, though. A lot of power like this. I don't know why we need these fields like that. I don't really like having labels like that. Like email password kind of a deal. I don't know. What kind of form options do we have here? Form controls. Inline. Can I say inline here? No. Well, actually, it's because there's no thing like here. No, you're not allowed to do that. Horizontal forms. Form group as row. Oh shit. Let's import row from up here. The fuck? Oh. I guess I gotta give it the width definitions. I still don't like it, but yeah, we're not gonna say row. I kind of like just having the placeholders be the entry points. Email password, because it's good enough for you to know what they're for, kind of a thing. Or maybe not, who knows. Alright, so that looks pretty good. So what's with the casing? Who even knows? Should I just do it? Maybe I'll just call it closed model. So we go to header. From user sign model. Well, unexpected token, expected ... Oh, into equals. There you go. So this is now grabbing it from another object, which is nice. We need gutters, actually. Where's my gutter? Oh, I do have it. Oh, it's like right there, huh? Yeah, the default gutter that they want you to have in Elixir is like 98 pixels, or sorry, 98 characters, so it's kind of what I'm going for as well. Alright, that doesn't look half bad. We have a nice sign in. Usually I make a tab system here for email and password. Or I can add it to like just below it, just go like, oh, do you wanna register as well? I mean the I don't know how I'm gonna exactly make this work, but yeah. We'll see. Sign in modal. Do I actually need a form group? Yeah, kinda. So validation state. Probably gonna have to have a form processor as well. Validated false. Control feedback. Schema. Formic. So I want to bind it to a certain state. time's it? I should go to bed. I wasn't planning on streaming for very long. This stuff. It's fun though. We got an actual application running pretty fast. And we can actually remove that. All things considered, we did do it really quickly. So. Yeah. I mean, by the way, I know it looks ugly as fuck, but that's we kind of work on the functionality and then we work up. Obviously, it's not how it's going to look in the end. It's going to probably be something prettier with better colors and shit. But for the time being, I'm this is as far as I go basically. I'm just working on functionality like this stuff. So. Like it's I think the models are pretty cool because it's so minimalistic. But this is generally how I do models. Is you don't always put it in. You just have the state of it, and then the sign-up models are. I mean, the sign-up model needs to be available on every page. So the whole idea is you can sign in from any page. So just one of those cool things that you can do. Anyways, peace, guys. I'm out.